It happens to everybody. You are speaking the language you're learning, or even your first language for that matters. And you can't remember the words you wanted to say, how to conjugate a verb. You are going to use an irregular verb and you just can't remember how to use it. What should you do? In this episode, we are going to talk about 10 useful phrases you can use when you freeze or when you forget something while speaking Italian. Iniziamo! Ciao, sono Margherita, your host of Italian Grammar Made Easy and content creator for Italian learners. Today we are talking about useful phrases to use when you freeze speaking Italian. Let me preface this episode. This happens to everyone. I freeze, you freeze, we all freeze. It's so normal. It's part of learning, it's part of language. We accept this and we go with it. See? These 10 phrases will be very helpful to fall back to when you just can't remember what you wanted to say, or when you need a little bit more time to prepare your answer to respond in Italian. 1. Scusa, puoi ripetere, per favore? Pardon me, excuse me. Can you repeat, please? So here, the idea is that you maybe understood what the other person said, maybe you didn't, and you just aren't sure how to respond. So you can just ask them to repeat. 2. Non mi viene la parola. And this is interesting because if I translated this literally into English, it goes, the word is not coming to me. So it's not that I don't remember the word, it's the word that it's not coming to me. And you can use this phrase when you just can't remember the word you want to say. Instead of switching back to your first language, try to keep it in Italian. 3. Non mi viene in mente. It doesn't come to my mind. See? Non mi viene in mente. Again, we can use this phrase when we just can't remember what we wanted to say. When you freeze speaking Italian, phrases like this one will help you pause, think about what you want to say, and then continue speaking Italian. 4. Non mi ricordo come si dice. I can't remember how to say. For example, non mi ricordo come si dice door. I can't remember how to say door. And then the person you're speaking to will likely help you. Door si dice porta. Sì? 5. Non ho capito. Cosa significa? And here we have a question. I didn't understand. What does it mean? Remember, with questions in Italian, we raise the ending. We raise the intonation to make them questions. You can use this phrase when you didn't understand something and you want to ask about the meaning. Non ho capito. Cosa significa? 6. This is a colloquial expression. It's used a lot in spoken language. And as a reminder, colloquial language is the language that people use and not necessarily the language that you find in textbooks. Non ti seguo. I'm not following you. Non ti seguo. You can use this when you just are not understanding what is going on in the conversation. Non ti seguo. and then the other person will try to explain in a different way so that you can follow the conversation. 7. Ho perso il filo del discorso. Literally, this translates to I lost the thread of the conversation. A translation that makes more sense is I lost the train of thoughts. I lost my train of thoughts. So in Italian, we lose the thread and not the train of the conversation. For example, we are speaking, I say something, and then you are going to say something next, and you just froze or disconnected for a second. You can say, ho perso il filo del discorso. 8. Che cosa intendi? What do you mean? Again, maybe you missed a piece there. You didn't quite understand what I said to you in Italian. Simply say, che cosa intendi? 9 and 10 are for pausing a second, asking the person you're talking to for just a moment to think about what you want to say. And these are very good phrases because you are staying in the Italian language and you are just taking a moment to think about what you want to say. And it's completely okay to do this. We do this in our first language, we do this in our second language. 9. Un attimo, fammi pensare. One moment, let me think. 10. Devo pensare un secondo. I have to think for 1 second. So don't be afraid to use these phrases when you freeze while speaking Italian or if you don't remember how to say something. These phrases will come very handy when you're speaking Italian. I summarized all of them for you in a 1-page simple guide that you can find at italianmatters.com/20. Benissimo, ti ringrazio di essere stata qui con me oggi. Ci sentiamo di nuovo giovedì prossimo. We'll talk again next Thursday. Ciao!